afternoon. Here is the news afternoon. First, the highlights. Students from Lagos State get recognition for using technology-based platforms for mathematical problems. Federal government prosecutes over 100 Boko Haram terrorist financiers. On the Warrington, Israeli military tells Gaza residents to temporarily vacate southern Khan Yunis area. And in sports, Arsenal makes contact with Nigeria international Victor Osimhen. And now the details. I am Mike James. Students in Lagos State Public Schools have been awarded for using a technology-based platform, Dazzle app, to solve mathematics subject in the junior secondary school GSS 3 category. Plaques were presented to 18 deserving students as district champions from the 6 education districts, with the 3 students emerging as state overall champions from Barak Community Junior Secondary School, while exceptional teachers were identified and commended. Speaking at the state award ceremony held at the Education Resource Center, Ojudu, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, Abayomi Abolaji, explained that the essence of the event is to add more values to the teaching and learning, specifically on subjects like mathematics. Abolaji, who enjoined the students and teachers to leverage the artificial intelligence platforms to hone their skills, and the world has provided better platforms through science and technology to achieve future goals, and Lagos is happy to partner with such initiatives that will further boost the learning and teaching process.
To whom much is given, much is expected. So I want to charge our teachers that they now have a plethora of tools to tap from. Let them not relent. Let them always put themselves into teaching and learning. And our students also, let them put themselves into it, because it takes 2 to tango, like they say. If our teachers are ready and our students are not, learning cannot take place. And if the students are ready and the teachers are not there, then teaching will still be zero. But we want the effort to complement each other. While the teachers are ready, the students should be prepared. When the students are prepared, the teachers should also be ready. And I know the 2 groups are ready to take the challenge of teaching and learning in Lagos State.
The implementation partner to Dazzle in Nigeria, Wumi Tolu Alalade, said over 10,000 students across 100 schools in the 6 educational districts in Lagos have been using the app to solve mathematics questions and getting better learning outcomes in the last 15 months. Tolu Alalade explained that within one academic calendar year of 2023-2024, about 5 billion mathematics questions have been solved by the students.
But going forward, beginning from next academic session, we have promised that we will be bringing the whole curriculum, JS1, 2, and 3. All will be put into consideration, and where the work is already ongoing at the back end, and questions will be shoveled. It will be more to solve. And of course, we'll be working with the Ministry of Education. Has been a wonderful side of basic and secondary education, has been the best that could ever happen, because now we can assess, like they've suggested, the Becker exam pool, their bank, and then we can infuse that into what we have. So I'm positive that that will not be a concern going forward.
The NGO founder, Abdul Hamid Haida, who thanked Lagos State government for the opportunity to use technology in teaching students, said the technology, which is free of charge for the students, as done in their continent, in other continents, will help focus on improving math learning outcomes in low and middle income countries. The Mandate Secretary, Women Affairs, Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Adedayo Benjamin Lani, has commended the efforts of the Lagos government towards poverty alleviation and empowering women to become economically independent. Speaking during a courtesy visit to the Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, WAPA, Benjamin Lani said she and her team are in Lagos and working and understudy tour of some of the projects and programs of the ministry as it relates to women. She said Lagos has always been a pace setter and model state that everyone follows and learns from, applauding the various initiatives of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu being implemented by WAPA. Welcoming the delegation to the ministry, the state's commissioner for WAPA, Bolaji Dada, said Governor Sanwo-Olu is a gender-friendly governor and has always been supportive of all the women-related programs, which are all targeted at eradicating poverty while empowering women financially. She said the ministry presently has 19 skills acquisition and 20 vocational centers, which are all tuition-free, where women are taught various skills, and upon completion, they are empowered so that they can take off immediately. Some filling stations across the country were shut on Friday as oil marketers expressed worry over the planned nationwide protest. Reports from Abuja and neighboring states of Niger, Nasarawa, Kogi, Lagos, and Ogun said this development led to fuel queues resurfacing in outlets dispensing fuel and creating fears of impending fuel scarcity. This is coming as the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Oil, Heineken Lukubiri, has called for calm, urging Nigerians to avoid participating in the proposed protest. And as part Secretary of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, Abuja Suleja, Mohammed Shuaibu, gave the reasons on the closure of retail outlets in parts of the country, saying some of the filling stations may not have product to dispense due to unavailability. Reports also say petrol was sold between 600 and 800 per litre. And now to the rest of the stories. The federal government says 125 Boko Haram terrorists and financiers have been convicted in the resumed mass trial held in Kainji, Niger State. Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, noted that the convicts were tried on charges bordering on terrorism financing, rendering material support, and cases relating to International Criminal Court criminality. Fagbemi, who said the trials were held under Giwa Project's Kainji Phase 5, before 5 federal high court judges led by Justice Binta Nyako, noted that all 125 of the Boko Haram members were found guilty of the charges brought against them. He added that the courts convicted 85 persons for terrorism financing, 22 for ICC-related crimes, while others were convicted for terrorism and were sentenced to various jail terms. Pharmacists have expressed concern about the increasing number of incomplete malaria treatments by patients in the country. They warn that this trend could lead to heightened resistance to medication and a surge in severe malaria cases. Consultant clinical pharmacologist and malaria scientist at the University College Hospital in Ibadan, Oyo State, Michael Obaru, stated this on the sidelines of the 43rd Annual Conference of the Association of Community Pharmacists of Nigeria. Obaru lamented that over 60% of Nigerians discontinue oral medications while undergoing treatment, which he said remains a significant barrier to effective malaria management. He highlighted the importance of addressing poor adherence to medication use in malaria treatment, while explaining that one way to address poor patient adherence is by using antimalarials that come in soft gel capsules known for their enhanced bioavailability and patient-friendly properties. Another pharmacist, Abimbola Boto, noted that incomplete treatment of malaria is a growing concern, adding that using patient-friendly antimalarials in soft gel form could help address the challenge of poor adherence to treatment and reduce mortality from the health condition. And in some foreign news, the Israeli military has told Palestinians to temporarily evacuate southern neighborhoods of Gaza's Khan Yunis region so it could forcefully operate there, telling them to relocate to the humanitarian area in Al-Mawasi. A statement from the military said its calls to evacuate were communicated to the population via several media in order to mitigate danger to civilians. Israel's military blames Hamas for putting civilians in harm's way, accusing it of operating within densely populated neighborhoods, schools, and hospitals as cover, something the group denies. The fighting, more than 9 months since the start of Israel's invasion of Gaza, following the October 7 attack, underlined the difficulty the Israeli Defense Forces has in eliminating fighters of the militant Islamist group amid continued resistance. And over to sports news, Arsenal has reportedly made contact with Napoli star Victor Osimhen as the Premier League giant intensifies its search for a prolific frontman this summer. The Nigeria international has been in brilliant form since joining the Italian side from Lille in 2020. netting 76 times in all competitions. His goal-scoring prowess has not gone unnoticed, with several Premier League heavyweights keeping tabs on the 25-year-old striker, who has also garnered attention from Real Madrid and French giants Paris Saint-Germain. Reports say no solid negotiations have taken place yet. And that was our news at 12, but just before we go, slow down at road junctions, intersections and pedestrian crossings. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms on X, Traffic Radio 961, Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube, Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that Olu administration initiated 500 hectares rice farm technology intervention project? You can get more details on the Legacy Government website. And to end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Students in Lagos State Public Schools have been awarded for using a technology-based platform, Dazzle app, to solve mathematics subjects in the junior secondary school GSS 3 category. The federal government said 125 Boko Haram terrorists and financiers have been convicted in the resumed mass trial held in Kainji, Niger State. We also told you that the Israeli military has told Palestinians to temporarily evacuate southern neighborhoods of Gaza's Khan Yunis region, so it could forcefully operate there, telling them to relocate to the humanitarian area in Al-Mawasi. And then in sports, Arsenal has reportedly made contact with Napoli star Victor Osimhen as the Premier League giants intensify its search for a prolific frontman this summer. And for contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast, compiled by Adiwale Olukboroku. Thank you so much, Lagos, for listening. My name is Mike James. Good afternoon.